inappropriate gesture that drove the fans crazy in a positive or negative sense, depending on which side you're on. Maybe this gesture will earn him a sanction, by the way. In the dressing room after the game, he also celebrated by asking for a minute's silence for Mbappe, who he said had died, despite having scored a hat trick. He then said this after the game: "We were controlling the game and they equalized with 2 crap shots. It was our destiny to suffer because we scored the 3-2 goal. Then the referee gave them another penalty." Afterwards, surprisingly, he was one of the only Argentinians who comforted Kylian Mbappe. He went to greet him while the French president, Emmanuel Macron, also cheered him up. As far as crazy or disrespectful celebrations go, we have Sergio Aguero, the retiree called Eduardo Camavinga, a d***. Classic.
Para Camavinga. ¿Por qué? Ese cara de p***.
It's not clear why he insulted the Real Madrid player. Perhaps there was a history of it during the match, but after winning a World Cup, I'm not sure that this kind of wording is necessary. In any case, this match was one of the craziest in the history of football. It was certainly the greatest final in history so far. A real fight with 2 football monsters, Leo Messi and Kylian Mbappe, and the 2 seemed to have challenged each other a bit during the match. Maybe these gestures were intended for their respective benches. What is sure is that their PSG reunion will be nice. But Messi still sought to console his PSG teammate. A little hug from the GOAT, you love to see it. Messi has announced that he will continue with Argentina. He has finished the game, the credits are rolling, he has done all the missions in legend level, but he wants to continue playing with his mates. Messi is right, they suffered, but Argentina had a great tournament and their victory is deserved. Messi, Martinez, Fernandez, Alvarez, De Paul, and so on. They had a great World Cup, and for that, we congratulate them. They'll be celebrating when they get back to Argentina, even though they already started on Sunday night by parading through the streets of Doha in a bus. Let's talk about Kylian Mbappe. The game, and it didn't get any better once he got back to the dressing room. According to TF1, when he met his father Wilfried in the corridors of the Lusail Stadium, he simply burst into tears. It's normal when you've just scored 4 times in total, but it's not enough to win the title. PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi was there and also tried to console him as best he could in his pain. And I know another one who will surely try to find the right words to comfort his brother, Achraf Hakimi. He was at the stadium for the final and he was very happy to see his buddy score. Even if Kylian Mbappe didn't win his 2nd World Cup title, he still made history. He will be 24 years old tomorrow, Tuesday, and has brought his total number of goals in the World Cup to 12. 12 goals in only 2 editions. He has thus equaled Pelé. Miroslav Klose, scorer of 16 goals in 4 tournaments, surely has something to worry about. By the way, the Argentine team gave a real football lesson to the French team for almost an hour on Sunday, but should their 3rd goal really have stood? Well, if you believe the laws of the game set by the IFAB, the body in charge of the rules, no, because if you look closely at Messi's 2nd goal, just as La Pulga was about to push the ball into the goal, 2 Albiceleste substitutes entered the pitch. This was before the ball had even crossed the line. Now this is in breach of Law 3, Paragraph 9 of the rules of the game. The rules state if after a goal is scored, the referee becomes aware before play is restarted that an extra person was on the field of play when the goal was scored, the referee must disallow the goal if the extra person was a player, substitute, substituted player, sent-off player, or official of the team that scored the goal. Play must be restarted with a direct free kick from the place where the extra person was located. This is a little-known rule that should have been applied when Randal Kolo Muani had his shot saved by Emiliano Martinez as 2 French substitutes came onto the pitch. There's no reason why the Argentinians should be whistled for it and not the French. The World Cup Daily is over for today. See you tomorrow for the penultimate issue. Bye for now, and congratulations again to Argentina.
Leo Messi has done it. The 7-time Ballon d'Or winner finally lifted the trophy that eluded him his entire career. Now that he's a world champion, does that mean the GOAT debate is officially over? Finally, the day Messi and millions of Albiceleste fans have been waiting for. World Cup victory. Leo Messi completed football. Argentina beat France on penalties and won the World Cup after 36 years. An instant classic even before the penalty shootout started. The historic final saw two teams fight hard for the ultimate prize in football. But in the end, the trophy in gold was raised by the hands of Leo Messi. For nearly 2 decades, his name has been in the greatest of all-time conversation for all the right reasons. Centered around 4 greats of the game, Pelé, Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo, and La Pulga himself, the debate saw the entire footballing world, from fans to pundits alike, battle it out for years. Pelé was the man who was synonymous with the World Cup after 3 victories and over 1,000 goals. We're not gonna dwell onto the legitimacy of every single one of them. Then came Maradona, with a God-given gift that many still consider to be unmatched. Then, at the tail end of an incredible competition that's been on for the last decade between Messi and CR7, came the World Cup in Qatar. It was certainly going to be the last time the world get to see Messi and CR7 on the biggest stage. CR7 had an amazing achievement of scoring in his 5th consecutive World Cup, but lost in the round of 16. On the other hand, Messi, on his run all the way to glory, mesmerized. Although the World Cup didn't start it the way he wanted for his beloved Albiceleste, as they went through one of, if not the greatest upset of the tournament against Saudi Arabia, Messi showed great leadership to keep the ship afloat as it was going through a thunderstorm of criticism. While Argentina's hopes were hanging by a thread against Mexico, the captain delivered once again, scoring an incredible goal to open the deadlock. His performance against El Tri was a preview for the things he'd do for the rest of the tournament. Every time his team needed him, he was there in the most amazing way. Whether to dribble past defenders a decade younger than him, or to assist teammates that grew up idolizing him. Oh, and to score, of course, the one thing that he can't stop doing. In Qatar, La Pulga became the 2nd player since 1966 to score more than 5 goals while creating more than 20 chances for his team. The man who did the same thing before La Pulga was, of course, Diego Armando Maradona. Prior to Qatar, La Pulga was criticized for his lack of clinical finishing in the knockout stages. Most people even believed that this was a curse. And Messi not only broke that curse but completely erased it from history, as he became the only player in history to score in the group stage, round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final in a single edition of the Men's World Cup. The last 2 of his 7 goals in Qatar made Messi the oldest player to score 2 goals in a World Cup final at age 35, helping his team reach the title despite an incredible performance from his superstar teammate. Time will tell if Kylian Mbappe will be in the GOAT debate. But as for Messi and CR7, their individual last dances ended at opposite poles, just like their fans every time they tried to settle the GOAT debate. 1 week after Cristiano Ronaldo left Qatar crying his heart out, Leo Messi was celebrating with tears of joy as he finally won the World Cup. As the only man in World Cup history to become the man of the match in the last 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. Even before he lifted the World Cup trophy and was lifted himself by Aguero to celebrate the victory with the crowd, Messi was called the GOAT by millions around the world. While he was taking his well-deserved victory laps, FIFA joined in the debate. Don't quote us on that, obviously, but the probability of Cristiano Ronaldo liking that tweet was calculated to be less than your chances of hitting the jackpot every single time for the rest of your lives. Messi said he won't be leaving the Albiceleste just yet, as he wants to play for the team as a world champion. Do you think La Pulga has one more title to lift for his nation? Do you think that he put the GOAT debate to bed? Be sure to let us know.
3-2. Cuarto penal para Argentina. Cuarto penal para Argentina. Señoras y señores, si convierte Gonzalo Montiel, si convierte Gonzalo, Argentina será campeón del mundo. Va Montiel, va Gonzalo, va Montiel.